In the last video, we started our scientific article in LaTeX. We have introduced title, author, abstract, and a little bit of basic structure with 2 sections. And in this video, I will talk about equations in LaTeX. So first of all, there is two types of equations in LaTeX that you have to distinguish. And the first are inline equations. These are to write equations in the text directly, and the second are numbered equations that will appear as a line on their own in the text. So these are done differently, and because of this, I will create 2 subsections. The first is called inline equations, and the second is called numbered equations. And so inline equation work like this. If you want to do inline equations, you can do it like this. Here we have, and then you just write $2 somewhere, and you say alpha c dot delta observations. Compile this. You see that the commands /alpha c dot delta were transferred into an alpha, a point, and a delta. Yeah, so basically what we see is that the inline equation starts and ends with $, and between this you can use the LaTeX equation commands. And for this equation commands, there's really everything that could be expressed in mathematics would have a LaTeX command. You see that all the standard Greek letters, they just a slash and then whatever the name of the Greek letter is. If I want capital delta, I would just change this to a large D, and then it will be set as a Greek capital delta. And for everything else, there is large pages on the internet where you can find just Google, how do I do an integral? We'll come to this, or a sum, or something else in LaTeX, and you will find help for sure. The difference, or the opposite thing, is a numbered equation. So a numbered equations are equations that appear on their own line in text, such as this equation. So a numbered equation, you could introduce it, old school might be to introduce it with $2, but far better is to write a begin, and then you write equation and equation. And anything in between here is now the equation. So I will start with something that is like this. M equals, and now I want to have a large left bracket. I want ended with a right and inside I write frac, which is the command for a fraction, and I will write a c dot b divided by c. If we look at the output that is produced, I see here the equation m equals a times b divided by c. So the importance of this left-right command is that this is large. If I would take this away, you just get would look like this, which doesn't look very nice. So let's redo it. Put it like this. Here is another example. Let's do another equation. This laziness. And I will write lambda equals, and now int is the sign for an integral. Maybe I can compile this for the second to show you where we are. So lambda equals integral. And now we come to a general feature that works not only for the integral, but for everything. So if I want to have something below, so in the integral it will be below or at the lower right end of the thing, I put an underscore here. And then I can, if it's a longer expression, more than one letter, I should put a bracket. And I can say integral from m, and I can do the same trick again, m underscore 0, so I can nest this. To the opposite, if you have this, this small hat here, this tells LaTeX to put the stuff on the top of the preceding symbol. So I don't really need this. I will just put one thing on top here, so I don't need the curly bracket. And I write inft. Compile this again. And you see, I start here the integral from m0 to infinity. And what do I want to integrate? Maybe I say function of theta d. But these equations are just examples to show you how this might work. Yeah, and here we have a nicely looking integral. We could extend this, of course. So this is how equations work in LaTeX. And as I said before, the LaTeX commands are used pretty generally in many software systems all over the internet. So Wikipedia is using LaTeX equation style, and many other blogs such as WordPress allow you to put in equations as LaTeX style. Also, when scientists write to each other via email and they want to type an equation, many people type the equation in LaTeX style, because otherwise it's sometimes hard to type a mathematical equation fast, and they rely on the fact that people can read this. Or at least this is so, I think, in the quantitative sciences. Wouldn't maybe bet on it that everyone in biology is used to LaTeX equation style, but when you go to the more quantitative parts of biology, so biophysics or biochemistry, this becomes very common. So this ends our equation video, and we will continue with our next video, which will be about labels and referencing.